Howdy y'all, today is June 14th. I'm just getting started on chores here. These are the chicks that came in the mail about 3 weeks ago. So 3 weeks old. They're getting cute, they're getting fluffy. And they are wanting some food, so I'll fill their feeder back up. Howdy y'all, today is June 15th. I'm going to start the morning off by working in the garden. I still have stuff to plant. June 15th, but you know, we're going to get it done. It might be really late in the season by the time we're harvesting some of the stuff, but at least we'll have it. After that, I do need to start working on that pig fence, just turn it on and make sure everything's good there as far as power, because I will be picking up the pigs tomorrow. A lot of the broccoli is looking really good, so maybe this weekend, I don't know, which is a week, but they're getting pretty big. I'm scared that it's gonna get hot and they're gonna want to flower on me and then it's gone, but they're not quite big enough yet. These first ones I planted are good. The ones a little further down are still kind of small. The other day I did replant all of my cucuzi because not one of those came up. So today I need to replant the cantaloupe. I only have one cantaloupe come up, the rest got nibbled off. I don't know where it's at. Maybe it got nibbled off too. Oh wait, now here it is. There's my one tiny little cantaloupe. But the good thing is my loofah is coming up. It always takes forever for that stuff to start going, but that's a pretty good showing. I could replant a little bit of it. I need to do some weeding, but weeding hasn't been a huge priority yet because I'm still planting. But I did get a few peas planted, so they're starting to climb just a little bit. I did a little bit of weeding over here the other day just to see what my nasturtium was looking like. I have a couple plants, but definitely not as many as I planted because they got drowned. So lots to do. Cantaloupe first, and then we will focus on finishing out the cucumber row, doing the transplant seeds, doing the pickling cucumbers, as well as planting dill on the very end. After that, we're going to focus on this weedy row right here. We're going to knock it down, put some weed cloth on it, and then plant watermelon. And then it's probably going to be pretty toasty by then, so might transplant some tomatoes from the water to dirt, and then the ones that I put in dirt, get them out here and going. I do need to get more T-posts because I have no more T-posts to string up that tomato row. I also need more T-posts for that bean row to put the fence up. I do have the fence at least. Also, my butternut squash is coming up, so that's good. So yeah, things are coming along, but there's still so much to do. Alright y'all, we are moving right along here. I got all the holes burned in and all the cucumbers and pickling cucumbers are in. The last 10 feet I'm going to do dill. Over here I did run the tiller up and down a couple times just to help knock some weeds down. And then I'm going to put a weed cloth over it and plant the last of the watermelon. Believe it or not, I did actually bring my chickens back a little something from Florida. It's been sitting in my car. I just haven't had time to come out here and get it to them. But it's a bunch of sand, so I just got a bag from the beach. There's a lot of good stuff in there they can nibble on. But I have a feeling they're probably going to be dust bathing in it, but something for them to enjoy from Florida. And there they go. This sand is so soft, you guys don't even know. It feels so good. But let the chickens pick away at that. Some little shells in there, probably some dried up sea critters, who knows. But good for them, they'll have fun, give them something to do. Probably be scared of it for a minute, but at least interested. Almost had to take her on going in. What are you doing? Go play in the sand. It's a little goofy looking, but I did get that final tarp down for what is now going to be another watermelon row. I had onions planted all on the edge here, and it was going to work because I was going to do all leafy greens, but just too late in the season to do that now. So watermelon it is. It works. I'll go burn some holes down the middle and get to planting. And I'll be doing a second row of the yellow watermelon because those were delicious last year. The red ones grew fine, but they just weren't that great. They were kind of small for whatever reason. I don't know why. The yellow ones, even though, I mean, there was a really good variety of some small ones and large ones, but every single one was good. The red was always kind of hit or miss, so I think this is the safer choice. Plus, I really like the yellow. The school project chicks are getting so big. A lot of beautiful colors. This goofy one here, you know, I have the one hen that has the little, oh, I don't know, goofy looking afro sort of thing. This has to be her chick, but it looks like it's going to turn out to be a rooster. I'm not sure yet. There's a good handful of roosters in here, but there's also a lot of pretty looking hens. This one right here is real pretty. Aren't she? Good looking chicken. But yeah, there's a lot of really good looking ones in here. It'll be still a little bit till I get them out. Still gonna have to build a whole nother coop for these guys. Hey chickens. Go see how they're doing on the sand. I have a little treat for them too. They always get excited when they see me walking out with a bucket. Don't you, chickens? Let's go over here. I don't like feeding them out in the open just in case something swoops down and wants to grab them while they're not paying attention. But I will say I'm impressed that the buckets have not been completely knocked over. It looks like they've been all in it. It's a really good feeling to be whittling that garden down as far as the to-do list. Planting the watermelon won't take too long. I'll have that all done today. It's gonna be such a great feeling. The only other row in the garden that needs planted is just part of a tomato row. I think there's maybe 10 to 15 that I need to get planted, but other than that, the garden is in. Now, as far as weeding and mulching and all that, there's still plenty of that to do, but at least the garden will be in very soon. Seeing as I have pigs coming tomorrow, I should probably check on this fence line and see what it's doing. I did just plug in the fence and it was popping. The light was flashing. I don't know, I can't remember if that was good or bad, but this fence is looking a little buried there, but really not terrible for the rest. I hear it clicking, so let's see what happens here. That's, maybe I didn't, there must be a jumper off somewhere. There's got to be a jumper off. All right, let's check the bottom one. Okay, at least there's something on that. Oh, faces. I'll have to dig around and look. I actually should probably just get that weed eater and start going to town on it, because that's what's going to help that fence probably more than anything. I can hurry and whip out a jumper cable if I need to, but I think there's just a lot on it, weed wise. That fence was a lot uglier than I thought. I'm running out of time. I only have another, I don't know, 50 feet to do. It's not bad. I need to get the trimmers out and actually trim along the wood line a little bit, but I got through there with the weed eater and all behind the chicken coops there. So I will plug the fence in really quick and see if that helped it. It should have. And I do remember taking a jumper off on that bottom line because the pigs buried that line. So I'll deal with that another day. But I have a rehearsal I have to get to, so just out of time today. So we were at 2.7. Let's see where we're at now. $3.7 and $3.7. All right, so we gained one. That's pretty good. There's still a little more to do. I know I do have a bad ground connection over by the grill, so popping that on will help. But at least the fence is working. Howdy y'all, today is June 16th. I just 5 minutes ago got confirmation on when I'm picking the pigs up. There's actually a little system moving through, so it'll be after 3:30 sometime. I'll head up that way. It's about a half-hour drive, not horrible. So that gives me a little bit of time before the storm comes to finish up the last of this weed eating that I didn't get to yesterday. Also to dig out this bottom line, because once the pigs get older, they always just bury it. That's why I didn't put the jumper or took it off. And then also I need to just cut all this down by hand. And then after that, we will kind of organize this stuff, check their feeder, rinse that out, clean this out, get that filled up over there. It looks like I got both of my fence lines, got 2 little feeders. Probably get a nice new thing of straw in here for them. Hook up a heat lamp. Actually, there's one in there. If you look at that. Plug it in, make sure it works. And then I think we'll be set. Hopefully this fence will be a little hotter once I'm done with it all. And I know I still have to fix a ground up there. So there's a lot to do. Fence line's looking nice, but y'all won't believe what I found. I wonder who did that. I am definitely not gonna grab those because who knows how long they've been there, but that's a perfect little spot for a nest. Looking at this clamp here, it did somehow completely snap, so it got hit by something. I think for now, since I don't have another one of those clamps, I'm just gonna wrap it around there as tight as I can get it, and then in the next day or two, get a good clamp on there. Woods is clear, fence line is clear. Now I'm gonna go along and dig out some of the lines that have been buried and tighten up all the fences. You know, for the pig paddock getting torn up pretty hard every time I have pigs, it doesn't look half bad in here. It did just get mowed, so you can see some of the more bald spots, but not terrible. That breeze is feeling really nice. You can see the front out there, so I have maybe an hour, to finish things up. It really shouldn't be that much more. Digging some fence out is probably the worst of it, but other than that, pretty much set up. I do want to test the fence, see how we're looking, and should be good. I've got their front line and back line set up. I like getting one line that's nice and visible so they can see it. The top line is kind of hard to see, but it's there. For their size right now, they're going to be at the lower level anyway, so it's not a big deal. I'm going to put a few more boards here just to kind of help show them. Pigs are smart though, they'll figure it out pretty quick. I got everything set up though. I need to grab a straw bale, plug in that lamp. I did dig out this fence line and I saw where I cut the jumper cable, so I just put it back together and didn't really focus in, but it's there. So let's turn the fence on first and see where we're at, because that's honestly all the better the fence is gonna get at this point. Moment of truth. All right, so we jumped up even more. That is great. It's starting to rain now, but at least the heat lamp works. I'm gonna throw a straw bale in there, get them some food and water, and then we'll just add the pigs. But we're gonna wait till this rain goes away, and then we'll go pick up the pigs. And once they're here, I can finish the last little bit. Storm fizzled out pretty quick. It was only half hour of some mild rain. Sun's already coming out, see some blue sky there. And it looks like it's pretty much done, so it's only 2:30. When I was talking to the guy on the pigs, we were thinking about 3:30 when the storm was over, but I might pick them up a little earlier, but since I do have a few more things to do, I'll probably do that first. Barrel is filling up. I did check these, no leaks, got them all cleaned out, so it should be good to go on that front. Got them some food, some water, got the straw in there. They don't really need the heat lamp, but for their first couple nights I probably will, just to make them feel comfortable. Also, I did cut down some mulberries, so they will enjoy some of those. and just slowly get them trained to the electric fence. I don't know if they are or not. I've never actually been to his place, so I'll find out then. Well, I can now say I'm going to officially have pigs in my car. So I've got them all set up. They'll fit in there just fine. I've had thousands of chicks, 30 roosters, now 3 pigs. I actually did have a bull calf. I think he was 4 months old, so he could pull some weight. I had him tied to the hitch under my car and was pulling him out to the bullpen when he was younger and squirrely and not wanting to go with them. But farm car through and through. It does fit in there. Just had to put the back seat down a little bit, but should be easy. All right, y'all, let's go pick up some pigs. It's about a half-hour drive, so not bad. Looks like a beautiful day already. Don't even know a storm was here. The charm of a gravel road, but I'm really glad I don't live on one. I made it. I see a few pigs, so I'm probably in the right spot. Also got some cows over here. He's not here yet, so I don't really know where to go. I'm probably just gonna pull up here and hang out for a little bit. Got them all loaded up, 3 cute little pigs. They're hanging out. I don't know if you can really kind of see them a little bit. They're a little wound up right now. They'll calm down, they'll probably fall asleep. It's a half hour. Got the car backed up there. They're still in the trunk. My only worry is when I get in there to grab one, the other 2 will freak out. They're pretty small, but they might be able to climb out of that tub, but we'll just work semi-quick and gauge it from there. I haven't had a tripod in a while because the last one got broke when I left it in the coop. Chickens knocked it over. So to show you the action, I'm gonna try and tape my phone up so you can at least watch them get unloaded. But first, let's get a good look at them. Hey little guys, it's a little scary. I'm sorry. These guys all look the same. The last one, there was a little bit of variation on them. You guys ready to go check out your new place? So cute. Well, the tape did hold the camera up and it was a great shot, but it didn't record, so sorry about that. Pigs are once again at the farm. Super breezy today. Probably gonna let them just calm down in here. So cute. I'll get their heat lamp turned on. I left the bale kind of intact, half spread, just to give them something to do. But let them chill out. I still have to do chores, so I kind of want to be here just in case they hit the fence, freak, and run through it. That way I can get them back into their hut. But pretty simple pickup, drop off, getting them in. So far so good. And if anyone's curious, they're $65 a piece. You can get month-old, and they're about a month-old pigs anywhere between 50 and 75. So 65 is nice and reasonable. But they're the same breed as the last ones, so they should, in theory, get the long curly hair, but they are mixed with some Duroc and some other breeds in there, so they might not get the full woolly coat, but we'll just have to wait and see. This is funny. All the chickens are coming down to look at the pigs, and the pigs are just staring at them. Wondering what the heck they are. Well, I'll have to grab a pig and get you guys a close-up of them after a little while. I don't want to stress them out. Just want them to kind of get used to the surroundings a little bit. So if not today, tomorrow or the next, well, I can still pick them up because they're chunky, but they're not bad. It's not like they fight you or anything, like a calf, you know, is kicking around. I mean, a pig will swarm around, but not as hard to handle because they're a little smaller and compact. Here's one up close. Aren't they so adorable? So cute. Started raining, but I at least got chores done. Just a little damp, not terrible. Actually, there was a tornado warning just 40 minutes west of me, just from this tiny little cell. It's actually slightly nastier just to the north of me by a few miles. I'm kind of on the edge, so it's mostly rain I think we're gonna get, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and head out for the day. Once again, that storm was actually pretty quick, so I went ahead and just stuck it out. On the other side though, stormy, you can still hear a lot of thunder, but it's cleared up, so it's gonna be a little damp, but I need to still work in the garden. Also, the new queen should be hatching probably today. Could happen yesterday, maybe tomorrow, but right around this time new queens are hatching. So there's going to be a good handful of them in there, and there's going to be one that emerges early, maybe a couple at the same time. Just depends on the timing, but only one's going to wind up being the queen, so they're going to fight to the death, and the other queen's even going to search out the other capped cells in there with queens, chew them open and kill them until there's only one remaining. So once there's only one, she'll take off, do a mating flight. She'll go find some other bees around here, some drones, the males, and then she'll come back in here and start laying eggs and building this colony up. Tomorrow they're calling for some really nasty storms, so I did make sure to secure all the beehives. The really big one isn't secured underneath with the pallet, but that thing's so heavy I'm not too worried about it. It's at least sandwiched together. Well, I literally just stopped recording and now tornado sirens going off. There's a little something else coming later. It actually looks really pretty out. So it doesn't look bad yet. Like I said, there was a tornado warning. That was a couple hours ago. Sirens didn't go off here, but clearly something must be happening somewhere. But it doesn't really look like it. But anyway, tomorrow is supposed to get really bad. There's two waves, one in the afternoon. It looks like we're kind of on the edge, but honestly, the edge is the scary part. They say that's where the most wind and tornado potential is going to be. So there's that. I do have some exposed weed cloth. I did get quite a bit of straw down. And it's kind of watered in, so I feel like it's not going to blow, but it's just grass, basically. It could easily blow off. But it's mostly this stuff over here I'm more worried about because the wind can catch underneath it and rip it up really easy. So I'm gonna grab some bags of mulch and just tack it down. And then tomorrow, after the first wave, the second wave comes through and it's supposed to be even nastier. And that one's coming in around 8, I think. So we've had some bad storms. There's a statistic that it was sometime last week. I think it was June 8th. I could be wrong, but it was tied for 8th worst tornado outbreak in Indiana history, at least in recorded history. But I thought that was pretty interesting. It's been pretty crazy as far as storms this year. I just looked at my weather app and there is a legit tornado warning right now. not specifically for right here, but it is in my county. It's a tiny little cell just to the south of me, so I'm not too worried about it. But wow, that's crazy. Let's see if we can go sneak up on these pigs. They are all under the heat lamp, looking super cute from what I can see far away. Ooh. All right. I don't want to scare them. They look content, so they survived the first little storm. Tomorrow's gonna be a doozy, but I do still have plenty of straw bales, so hopefully it won't get too damp in there. I didn't clean that hut out from last time, so it's already built up pretty good, which is nice. But they'll get settled in here, kind of used to the routine. Sometime this week, they'll finally start seeing me with the bucket and getting excited. Right now, they're still kind of in spaz mode. Howdy y'all, today is June 17th. We are getting a little bit of rain right now and it's only 1:30. The storm is moving a little faster than originally anticipated. It was supposed to be 3:30 it was gonna come, but looks like it's a little early. So I'm gonna drop off some eggs really quick and then probably head to Tractor Supply, grab some T-post and then head to the farm. And now I'm at Tractor Supply. I can't remember the size T-post I get. I feel like it's 6.5. I need more for the perimeter fence and the garden, so I'd like to get all the same size. This is 7 foot, seems too big. Here's 6.5. This is what I think I was getting. Of course, they don't have a loose one laying around. That looks about right, though. We'll go with that. Tractor Supply does price match, which is really nice because up here, it's a little ritzier area, so they always charge more. So I think they were $6.39. I got them for $5.09, so that's a lot better deal. But I got 15 of them. I'm just waiting for them to unlock the gate. Looks like someone's there now, and then we'll get loaded up and head on out. Because of the rain and storm that I'm going to be working in, I'm not going to carry my phone on me, so I will update you once I'm in the barn. But I'm going to just work through the rain until there's a tornado or there's too much lightning. So hopefully all is good, and I will update y'all here in a little while. So far, it's just been a really steady rain. It feels really nice. There's no wind, lightning, thunder, or anything. This is the sort of rain I love working in. I did get a T-post on each of the mobile coops out there. I got to actually secure it with a wire. I used to not do that, but after the last tornado, when was that, last year, 2 years ago? It was about 8 miles from the farm, and I did have a coop blow off the property, and I only had a T-post, and I didn't actually have it secured with anything. I lifted it up off the T-post and blew it, so now I'm gonna make sure they're actually wrapped to a T-post. I also got one of my mobile coops had a wheel set snap off a few days ago. I can't remember if I told you guys or not. So that took a little bit to move. Just using leverage, 2 T-posts and the T-post pounder, got it moved. I'd been sitting in the same spot for about 3 days, 4 days. But other than that, all good. I haven't done chores, mostly just securing things right now. I think I just finally hit the tiny window where I have about 15-20 minutes of no rain before the big storm, so I'm gonna try and hurry and get chores done. Chores are now done. I did water earlier, so that made everything go super fast. It really doesn't look like we're on the cusp of a big nasty storm, but you can definitely see some wind over there kind of wisping down, some rain. So Still got just a little bit of time, not a lot before something ugly comes. But I do have T-posts on all the coops there to help hold them down. The one that didn't have wheels was that second coop there. So not a lot of chickens were in it because it was so far back. So I don't know why they just weren't interested in it. I really need 50 chickens in each coop, so that way it really helps hold down. That's an extra 200 and some pounds holding the coops down to the ground. That far left one doesn't have any chickens in it. That's the one that likes to fly away. It's already lighter because it doesn't have a nesting box too. But it's staked and wrapped around, so hopefully good there. The pigs have been out enjoying the rain. I just got them some food. They are so cute. They're kind of friendly. They're at least coming up when I dump the food, so pigs, they're food motivated. I do have one chicken I was trying to get, but she's running around too much. She's probably gonna wind up sleeping with the pigs tonight. We were doing circles around that little hut. It might be the chicken that's the culprit for that nest in the tree, because there's always one gray chicken that's out, so it could be her, could be a fluke. She was out yesterday too. So I was gonna throw her back over there, but have been unsuccessful in catching her. And now that the fence is hot, it might be throwing her routine off. So hopefully she can figure it out, and if not, she can sleep with the pigs tonight. Other than that, feeling pretty good about things. The only other thing that's not really nailed down is my really large hive. I have them ratcheted down, just like all the boxes, the one hive together, but it's not ratcheted down to the pallet. The other two are. I originally did have it ratcheted down to the pallet. Hear a little bit of thunder now. But when that swarm was underneath and I was tipping it and doing all these crazy things, the strap ended up just underneath the hive and not the pallet. I'm not too worried about it because that is an extra heavy hive. But since it's not raining, it honestly doesn't look that bad out at the moment. I might try to do something. I don't know what. I might just have another strap I can double wrap it with. It just make me feel a little better. As far as the garden, I put a bunch of bags of mulch down all along there, so hopefully that'll help hold that bare tarp down. I didn't do anything here. Probably should, just in case. A couple things while it's not raining. These onions are looking so nice. I'm not real big on onions myself, but those look great. I'm gonna be ready here in just a little while. I don't have any other big ratchet straps, minus a massive one, so I'm just gonna take this and tie both sides down to the pallet, and hopefully that'll help hold it on. But honestly, this thing is so heavy, I'm not too worried about it. It'd take 75+ mph wind, I think, to knock it down. But I mean, a tornado easily could, so I mean, it could flip the whole thing if it wanted to, but I want to get them as secure as I can, make sure they didn't loosen up. And with that, the farm is as good as it's going to get for now on this impending storm that's coming. So hopefully everything stays where it's supposed to. Nothing gets too wild and crazy. Everyone stays safe. And there's a good chance I'll be back out here after the storm just to make sure things are okay, depending on how crazy it does get, if there's tornadoes touching down everywhere. Supposedly there's a lot of storm chasers that are coming into Indiana right now, because I mean, where I'm at, the farm is in the highest risk for the strongest tornadoes. So I am a little concerned about it, but the radar doesn't look that bad to me, so we'll see. It is definitely a big ugly blob that's coming. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see when it comes. Not gonna lie, that looks suspicious. Maybe it's just rain, kinda, I don't know, that's a little odd. What do y'all think? It's a little tornado-y. It's blowing towards me, just ever so slightly to north, but it is gonna hit. The worst is still 2 hours away, so I'm not anticipating a tornado, but because I am on the very edge of this storm, is where they're saying it's going to be the worst as far as the warm and cold air meeting. So we'll see what it pops up. Howdy y'all, today is June 16th. Went to the post office and picked up some chicks. Everyone made it safe. They are very thirsty, so they're all hitting that water pretty hard. I counted 34. I'm gonna double check. They said there were 37 in the box, so they've shorted me a few if so. And as far as a mystery chick, I don't see one in there. There's one that's slightly more yellow than the others, maybe. But yeah, I think they shorted me some. They did in fact short me 3 birds, so I emailed them. We'll see what they say. No damage from the storm last night, so that's great. Everything looks like it's where it's supposed to be. But yeah, that was pretty crazy seeing that tornado looking thing. All right, so I have 3 pigs. They're all right at a month old, so they get a pound of food per month. So a month old, they get 1 pound, 3 of them, 3 pounds. I'm also giving them some eggs. Chickens are out just enjoying the day. That one chicken never did get back in. The chickens did enjoy their sand. They ate all of it. They weren't really dust bathing in it. I just enjoyed it that much. So that is gone. Now I have the T-post puller here with me. Gotta get all these T-posts pulled out. Trying to lure this chicken back over here. At least she's on the outside of the pig pen now. I got her to walk all the way from the wood line. I've got a little trail of grain. Kind of like a Hansel and Gretel story here. Come on, chicken. Shaking this bucket. If I can get her past the pig fence there, I think I can get her to come over here pretty easily. So it's the hope. Keep throwing a little bit more grain out. Come on, chicken. Almost. Keep backing up. Just don't turn too early. Good job, chicken. We're so close. Come on, chicken. She's been out for 2 days maybe. Getting a little distracted by the food. It's alright. This fence is on. It didn't get zapped going over, so that's good. It's nice she has some friends over here encouraging her. Come on, chicken. Turn the wrong way. Sometimes just the noise helps. Getting close. Alright, I'm gonna try to get back over. We are past the pig fence. Now she just has to come over and not get zapped. I'd love to go turn the fence off, but I'm afraid I might lose her. I have the bucket here to try and lure her a little bit. She's still got friends over here helping. So I think we're doing good. Let me make a little trail into here. That might help. Definitely don't want to scare her the wrong way. Poor thing's got a little bit of a limp. I don't know what she did. She got a thorn in her foot. Come on, chicken. You're so close. So close, chicken. Actually, I really don't want you eating under the fence there. Get zapped for sure. Come on. Chickens, you guys want some food over here? Just to keep you over here. Keep your friend encouraged. Come on, chicken. So close. We came quite a long way. She was hanging out over there on the edge, kind of where that nest was. Almost there. And she is back, so I'm sure she'll be happy as long as she stays in. Poor girl, what'd you do to your foot? Can't really tell from here. But I hopped on, or I went inside the pig pen, hopped on the other side to try and shoo her the rest of the way over. And she started following me back, but it did get her, so let me go ahead and finish chores. Chicken, what are you doing? I know you're not stuck under there. Hey, what are you doing? Are you hiding? You're such a weirdo. She was not stuck. She just liked laying there. She already got up and ran off doing something else. Chickens. Ooh, that's pretty scary. Me walking. They're actually not that bad. They're a little shy. Saw one poking around there. I'd say these guys are definitely more friendly than the last batch. At least they warmed up to me a lot quicker. They came right up because I'm holding a bucket. So they knew that was food already. Only had them since Tuesday. So that's pretty smart. Pigs are smart. But they came up thinking I had the food, but I'd already dumped it in their bowl. So I almost got a couple little nose taps, but once they found the food, that was it. I also peeled and washed a few more loofah, so they are laying out in the sun to dry right now. I'm pretty much all loaded up for the farmer's market at this point, minus the coolers. I am going to go ahead and harvest some broccoli, mostly because I'm just worried about it flowering on me. So I'm going to go ahead and do a few. Not all of them, but there's a lot of really good looking ones in here, but some also aren't getting that tight clump anymore. I think it's getting a little too warm. It looks terrible, but that's how you harvest it. That's a nice, tight, compact little stalk there. Very cool. So it will have some little side shoots. You can kind of see where they're gonna start. So there won't be another singular big head. It'll be a lot of smaller little shoots, kind of like what you see around here. I am very happy with my little harvest there. There's still a ton left. I didn't pick everything. This is just a small little amount here, but I only want to take one small cooler. It's going to be a relatively cool week, so I think a lot of these are going to be fine. Some are kind of small. Some have been wrapped up so tight that they're a little discolored because I've left these cages on. So I took a lot of the cages off and interested to see what that does to them. But I have a lot of nice looking ones, some that are still just a little small. Some are looking a little more spread out. I think they'll be fine. I'm not too worried. That one's not as compact, but still kind of small. So we will wait another week and pick some more. It's getting down to 61 tonight, which is pretty chilly for June. So I did plug the heat lamps in for my youngest chicks. Well, I guess not even my youngest now, my middle youngest chicks and the pigs.